The Best Western, Peckham. The site of the Best Western used to be Peckham Lodge, a budget hotel aimed at students or young travellers. It appears to have been in business since 2014, when the company London Peckham Hotel was registered on Companies House. In 2017, it was reported by Southwark News that the lodge, the article makes clear it was run by LHG, had applied for planning permission to greatly extend the hotel underground. London Peckham Hotel shows as dissolved in January 2023, which was likely when the Best Western franchise took over, allowing LHG to run it. We know that by May 2024 it was a Best Western because there was the far left protest preventing the migrants being moved to the Bibby Stockholm. There is also a Peckham Hotel Limited with Nawab as a director, shown as active between 2011 and 2016. Presumably, the Best Western has stopped housing migrants because the hotel is featured on LHG's website. However, this may only be a recent development. In August 2025, an Iraqi asylum seeker living in Peckham Lodge was charged with raping a woman in another asylum seeker hotel located in Kensington. It is highly unlikely this was another Peckham Lodge. There isn't one on Google Maps, and it would be a real coincidence for another place with the same name to be housing asylum seekers. There are several possible reasons for this anomaly. One is that the hotel's name is interchangeable to long-serving staff and residents. Another is that police and CPS records are out of date. Maybe the suspect or police got it wrong, perhaps because there is still branded material in the building. Then there is the possibility that Best Western discourages its moniker being used to prevent reputational damage. London Walthamstow Hotel. Nawab bought the Ibis Styles in Walthamstow in 2021, renaming it the London Walthamstow Hotel. From 2022, it housed 400 asylum seekers, the day-to-day running carried out by Clear Springs, yes, them again. It was alleged in August 2022 that a teenage boy had been raped in an asylum hotel in Walthamstow, and another child had been sexually assaulted. As I can find no other reported asylum hotel in E17, I assume this is the former Ibis. The local MP, Stella Creasy, spoke out about the alleged incident, and others around the country, calling the then Home Secretary Suella Braverman to resign. The leader of Labour-controlled Waltham Forest Council, Grace Williams, criticised the policy of housing families with children in such hotels and expressed concerns about conditions at the site. In January 2024, the site was closed down by the Tory government, with the inhabitants moved elsewhere. This time, Grace Williams bemoaned the decision. Make your mind up. In September 2024, LHG bought another hotel in Waltham Forest, the Sleeping Beauty Motel in Leighton. Waltham Forest Echo reported the Sleeping Beauty had also been used to house asylum seekers. A look at Companies House suggests Nawab may have owned this one. London Leighton Hotel was dissolved in January 2023. The Echo explained that both hotels would now be used to accommodate Waltham Forest residents at risk of homelessness. It also said both hotels, or whatever they are now, had been incorporated as London Walthamstow Limited, which can be found on Companies House. So that's more inconsistency from Williams. Despite having concerns about conditions in Nawab establishments, Williams is clearly happy to continue using his hotels with public money. A small amount, but a big deal. The firm's £3,750 to Labour HQ is admittedly a small amount compared to other donors. In the same period, Q1 2024, the think tank and Starmer vehicle Labour Together have given nearly £99,000. The top individual is Richard Collins, a Labour peer and former union boss, with £350,000. The infamous Lord Ali is at number 5 with £35,000. Nonetheless, Quite a few leaflets and a fair bit of social media advertising could have been bought for £11,000, the total of their donations. LHG appear to have gained favourable planning decisions and local government contracts in return, and may well gain Home Office contracts in the future, given the Labour Party, with exceptions, seems to have few scruples about working with the controversial Nawab. As I said at the beginning, the donations from LHG amount to a conflict of interest. If the Conservatives ever had similar donations from the firm, that too would be a conflict of interest. I will note the Conservatives have been associated with Nawab. In 2014, he was pictured with the Tory Baroness Verma at an event and was invited to visit Parliament. Looking into the LHG case, one is given the nagging sense that this is the tip of the iceberg, both with LHG and the asylum hotel issue in general. There is a vast, confusing network of hotels being used for this purpose, assisted by secrecy from local and national government. One wonders if there are other such relationships of convenience between MPs, councils, and government departments on one hand, and asylum hotel providers on the other. It isn't just grubby lobbying, or what you might call minor corruption, rewarding political donations with public money. It has real consequences for the safety and quality of life of the British public, not to mention the health conditions for our uninvited guests.